Zone, and today I am doing a review on a brand new film. Well, sort of new. I've been late on these, but the movie Crawl. Crawl is the 2019 film starring Barry Pepper, and for the life of me, I can't think of the girl, but she did a good job. Anyways, the synopsis goes that there is a Category 5 hurricane, and after said hurricane, Barry Pepper's character gets trapped in a crawl space, but he is trapped by a giant alligator. And so you have the start of a movie about survival. So, as you guys know, my rating system either Zod approves or Zod disapproves. I do two ratings, kind of like a thumbs up, thumbs down. You can take it as you will. Anyways, this film was surprising because in films like these with giant alligators, it does not always have the best acting. But I feel like the tornado and the alligator are just secondary. The real story is the struggle of survival. And it's also about a reconnection between a father and his daughter. This film does have its pros and cons. Pros being that the character development is way better than it should be in this kind of a film. The two characters start at one place in their relationship and they end at a different place, which I appreciated because it keeps you engaged in the struggles and you feel the intensity as these situations get worse and worse, especially towards the back end of the film. This film's one time of almost an hour and 40 minutes really engrosses you in the dynamics between these two characters. Now, the glorious thing about this is how much they can build these characters up within an hour and a half film. There were some points where I was literally gripping the edge of my seat because I had no clue as to what was going to happen, but it was great stuff. Now, my cons. The CGI in this is a hit or miss. Either the CGI for the alligators is really cool or they look like 3D animated alligators. Also, the story is centered around only two characters, the father and the daughter. So when another character gets introduced, even a friend of the daughter's, they just feel like disposable characters made to kill so that there's graphic violence in this horror film. Now, that's not saying that that's a bad thing. Horror movies typically use throwaway characters, but I would have liked to see more backstory on especially the friend of the daughter. It would have given more context to the sister. Also, the sister in the movie is vaguely glossed over, but we don't really see a rift between the two sisters or even a strong relationship. So that part too was kind of a missed opportunity. This is the type of film that maybe a little bit over an hour would have given it more fleshed out details and elevated it slightly above the other horror movies that have come out, which would have been a good thing because this was a very entertaining film. That being said, there wasn't very many cons. I mean, the dialogue felt like Florida, and the intensity and the scenes and the way that they were in particular situations, getting from point A to point B, felt very organic and very real. So I give them props for the way that they shot this and the way that they did this. Overall, this film, I feel like they would have had low expectations from people coming into this. And surprisingly, I've seen a good amount of crowds going in to see this movie. So my final thoughts are this. If you want to see a film that is about an hour and a half long, so it's not too long, and it's pretty engaging for its runtime, it's got a decent plot, it's got decent characters, and it's got some good jumps in it, then go see this movie. If you're not into the big alligator thing, if you can't suspend certain disbeliefs in the things they're showing you, then maybe this film is not for you. But for me personally, Zod approves of this film, and I loved what they did with this. So definitely, if you're into giant animal movies, go and see this film. I personally feel you will not be disappointed. Thank you very much for tuning into the channel. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to help out the channel and donate to various updates and improvements that I'm doing on my channel, then please hit that Streamlabs link, and you can help an evil Kryptonian in his quest to rule the world. Thank you very much for coming over, and as always, remember the rule, the golden rule here on the channel: kneel before Zod. If you liked the video, hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Welcome to the Fandom Zone.